Well, just days before Atlanta welcomes thousands of soccer fans from all around the globe for the FIFA World Cup, the ongoing Ebola outbreak in Africa is causing some major concerns. As officials prepare, those with the White House did not hold back.
And we will make no exceptions when it comes to the health and safety of Americans for this World Cup.
According to new numbers from the Atlanta-based CDC, 10 people from the Democratic Republic of Congo have died as part of this outbreak, with over 200 other suspected deaths and nearly 1,000 suspected cases. The nation's soccer team is now quarantining in Belgium before they head here to play their match in just under a month. Contact tracing has confirmed that no players have been in the Central African country in the past 3 weeks.
That they should not introduce any new members to their team that have been in the Democratic Republic of the Congo within the last 21 days. If they do, and if anyone becomes symptomatic, then they are risking the entire team being able to come and compete in this World Cup.
The Democratic Republic of Congo will play Uzbekistan at Atlanta Stadium June 27th. It is just one of 8 matches that will be played here in the Metro.